What is going on, guys? It's Toby here and welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys as to how you can restore your carbon fiber, especially with cracks in the clear coat, exactly like this. I've had this issue before actually, and it actually occurs from rock chips. So basically a rock will hit this while it's driving, crack the clear coat, and then the Florida sun will eat at it slowly and deteriorate it and peel it back. So you can see that it's all coming off right now. Now the good news with this kind of damage right here is that the actual carbon fiber weave is not destroyed. Only the clear coat is banged up and is peeling back. What you're gonna need to do a repair on the clear coat is 320 grit sandpaper, 400 grit, some masking tape for the mirrors, a respirator right here, a couple of sanding blocks for the 320 and 400 grit sandpaper, a couple of microfibers, some more masking material, and soapy water right here for wet sanding, and 70% isopropyl alcohol. That it's probably best to not remove these from the car because A, I have absolutely nothing to suspend them up with, and B, I'll just mask off so there's no overspray. So right now I'm laying painter's tape in all the cracks. We should be ready to go, and then I'll put the plastic over the car. Right here is the type of masking that I'm gonna do just for that extra insurance that I'm not gonna overspray all over my grabber line rare paint from the factory, but you could probably get away with doing a lot less. I think this is perfect though. I might put some more on the hood, you know, because when you're spraying this way, it might follow over, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Repeat on the other side with the mask job, and now we're ready for sanding. So I don't think I'm gonna use the 320 grit. I think I'm gonna go straight to the 400. It should do the job. We wet sanded this up, but for demonstration purposes, you're gonna take your soapy water, so you're gonna have a tinge, like a drop of Dawn soap in there. You're gonna spray it down, and then you're gonna hit it with the sanding block. So we'll grab that in just a second. Nice and simple like this. Once again, this is 400 grit sandpaper, so we're just removing and leveling all that crappy and messed up clear coat. What I was reading in the tutorials online, the second you stop seeing the white formations here and start seeing dark, that means you're actually sanding and cutting into the clear coat. I mean into the carbon fiber weave, so you're burning the carbon fiber weave. If you see darkness, stop immediately. So it'll look something darker like that. On the edge of the sandpaper, you're cutting into the carbon fiber. As you can see, I made that mistake just now, but I realized immediately, so we're gonna stop before we actually cause damage to the carbon fiber weave. I decided that I need some 320 grit use right here because there's just way too much unevenness in the clear coat here. So we gotta really, you know, cut it all down and get this even. Even on the bottom here, there's like a massive rock chip that needs to just be all leveled out. So we're gonna go down to 320, which is a little bit more aggressive. We're all done here with the 320 grit, so it really smoothed out the entire mirror cap. I don't feel any clear coat unevenness or see it anymore, so this thing is ready to get cleared again. Let's do it. Just sprayed down the entire mirror cap with that 70% isopropyl alcohol. I'm gonna dry it with our microfiber, and then we're ready for clear. So this is exactly why I told you guys to pick this up, because it gets all that brake dust off, or not brake dust, that sanding dust off from the clear, and it also preps the carbon fiber for paint or for clear coat. So this is the last step here. This is my favorite part to show before adding the clear, so you can see how foggy it is. It just looks unfinished. We're gonna get that right in just a second. So the clear coat will make it nice and glossy. I made this clear before, but I'm gonna do 3 coats in total. So we're gonna wait about 10 minutes in between each coat to make sure that we don't get any runs, but you can see the glossiness of the carbon fiber is already returning with the first coat. So once we get 3 coats on there, it'll look nice and glossy again, and hopefully it'll be protected. If not, if this happens again, I'm basically just gonna have to do some PPF. In the meantime though, I'm gonna go ahead and be time effective. We're gonna sand down this side, wet sand it, and since it's wet sanding, we're really not gonna send that many dust particles onto the other side, so we should be good. That this 2X clear is not bonding to the carbon fiber for whatever reason, so we're definitely gonna have to pick up a different method than that. So it's just crazing like crazy. So I think that's what they call it. I'm not a painter, but I looked it up. It's basically causing like these weird cracks. So it's not settling on the carbon fiber and bonding. Instead, it's kind of just like, I don't know, piling up and then creating all these weird cracks in the carbon fiber clear. So I just sanded it down again, and I'm gonna give it a shot tomorrow when I have a different type of clear coat and see if it bonds to the carbon fiber. I'm not gonna keep using this because this is already attempt number 2 at this. And it keeps doing the same thing. I have to wait for those mirrors to be done pretty much for tomorrow. I gotta wait for this clear to cure or whatever that was sprayed on there. I can sand it all down again, etc., etc. You guys get the process. I'm gonna adjust the tips though on the passenger side to match the driver's side. So a lot of people were saying they like the fitment of it being a little bit further out, poking out, opposed to being more hidden. As you can see the difference here in this side. So you can't really see them until you bend down. And I'm just gonna loosen up the bolts. I already took out the top one, as you all probably saw within the previous vlog, and we'll take this Allen key and loosen them up further. Sorry for the lack of light, but if you insert the Allen key, like right where that metal bolt is, you can kind of see it, and twist counterclockwise, it'll loosen the tips up, which I didn't know before. So I should be able to pull these out a little bit. I just need to keep loosening them. After that Allen key loosened up, I went ahead and tugged them out. This is the maximum distance I could get for them to come out of the side skirt, which is a major improvement over where they were before, because they kind of were hidden. You guys can probably tell, but we're gonna need to get the actual exhaust lengthened right before the tips if I want them to stick out anymore. So this is what they look like now. I honestly think that's pretty good as is. A slight and subtle difference, but the other side pokes a lot harder. So I think I kind of want it to be like that. That looks a little bit better to me. More aggressive, you can actually see it. So I'll ask the welder when I go back for that H-pipe job to basically lengthen the pipe a little bit so that they come out more.
3 days later.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. So it turns out that I was correct about the clear coat not wanting to bond. So that's what caused all that weird lifting. And I was suggested this Bulldog adhesion promoter by a couple of my professional painter friends. So we're gonna prep once again, then we'll spray this, wait about 5 minutes, and then we'll put the clear on top, and hopefully it works all in our favor. I'm gonna try a different type of prep spray or whatever. This is from Duplicolor, and apparently it foams, so this is gonna go on top of the isopropyl after, and then we'll wipe it clean with a clean rag. Also using a separate rag, so I wanna make sure that we don't use any of that dirt that could have possibly been in the isopropyl rag. So I'm gonna let it agitate for a second, and then we'll wipe it all off clean. Brand spanking new microfiber we're gonna use to clean this off. Now we're gonna use the Bulldog stuff. So this is your adhesion promoter. We're gonna spray it and let it sit for 5 minutes. Now we are ready to use some clear. I've actually never used this type of clear before that has that cap that you push in on the bottom, but let's do it. Just finished up spraying the first coat. It was super difficult to film and actually get proper coverage, but let's hope that that actually bonds to it. So you can see that it's lifting in some areas. I mean, I don't know what to do because I did multi-stage prep with isopropyl, all this, and it seems like it just doesn't want to bond to those certain areas. But we'll hit it with another coat of this 2K clear in just a second, and then, you know what, we're just gonna have to live with how it looks, because I've tried, fellas. That was all sanded down, redone, prepped with 2 different methods, and then I used an adhesion promoter on top of that, and it still doesn't want to come out. So apparently clear coat gets a little bit hazy if the humidity is too high, so that's why it looks like there's a little bit of milkiness in it. And obviously I don't own a paint booth, but I think we're just gonna have to live with how it looks, because obviously I can't control that. The humidity in here is way too high. It's actually 91 degrees inside of this garage. It says it on there. Before this clear really bonds, we're gonna take out all the masking tape. So this is the oddly satisfying part. But you know, I wish I had a booth so we could control the humidity. You can see why paint booths have dehumidifiers to control all this. All right, I think I'm gonna put the camera down so I can be extra careful while taking this off. Honestly, it looks a lot better than I thought it would. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself. You know, I'm not a very experienced painter, but we did do a pretty good restoration. It was looking really, really terrible before I did this. And now we don't have a huge hole in the side either. So, you know what? I'm happy with this, even though it's not imperfect. Man, this car needs a wash. Bad. Take this off. This is like one of the funnest parts for me, honestly. Just taking all the tape off, all the masking. I'm actually super surprised. So I'd say that was about 95% successful. You guys can see we have no more huge chips in the freaking clear coat, and it's not peeling like crazy anymore, and it actually looks mad decent. So I'm kind of proud of myself, but we do need to let the car come to a full cure. I don't know why I always struggle to say that, which is about, I think, 8 hours. So I'm probably just gonna leave this overnight. I'm not gonna risk driving it home right now because with my luck, I would get something flying in it. And obviously if I'm at speed, something will inevitably fly into the uncured clear coat. But honestly, the job was a 9 out of 10, or maybe an 8.5 out of 10. But now we have that experience for next time. We can make it flawless. So maybe you could sand that even more and get it more level. I don't know. I tried my best, but that was already there, like that unevenness before I sprayed it. So yeah, it's pretty awesome that I was actually able to DIY this and do a pretty decent job. I mean, not flawless, but mad decent. Clay bar and detail, and she should be good to go. But on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me learning how to re-clear or restore carbon fiber. If you guys enjoyed it, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see if it holds up in a couple of months.